Up, I'm live, and it's Monday. Oh boy, it's Monday. Anyway, um, yeah, the subathon continues tonight, which is why the timer is back. I missed last week. I started a subathon on Wednesday because I wanted to coincide more closely with the end of month gift sub bonuses as part of September here on Twitch. And well, yeah, it's Monday now, and those benefits run out in what, 2 days? And are we doing this OBS really? We're sitting at 40 FPS again. I don't get why it does this. What is going on in the background? This part is I literally don't know because like nothing in particular is taking up CPU. Firefox is apparently consuming 3 gigs of RAM. Hmm. Oh well. Well, generally what I've done in the past to fix this, refresh Discord, but it might have fixed itself right as I was doing that. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Um, yeah, September is nearing its end. I think it ends on the 1st. But most importantly, it might end on Wednesday, but in reality, this is the final stream in which any contributions on Twitch will go towards the October payout that I am, spoiler alert, guaranteed to receive at this point. You guys have been generous enough this month that, yeah, no, I'm getting a payout. So, if you'd like to take advantage of those deals, tonight's the night. Again, the deals will be valid tomorrow as well. They just won't help me as quickly. And you know, I can't really let my car sit for too much longer, ideally, and I need that battery, so any help is very much appreciated. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Subathon will continue through the entirety of this week. Obviously, as I've said before, multiplayer streams do not contribute towards the clock running down because multiplayer streams are just somewhat out of my control. And so I don't want the subathon trying to dictate when the stream ends during one of them. So, just easier to say no. Just before we get into it, though, one last thing. The goals currently, you can see bottom left, 175. I think we're at 117. Yes, as it says there, Civ 5 game, basically one game of it. But also, and this, you know, coincides with September, of course, I do have a sub goal set up as well. If we get to 50 subs, I will do something with WRC4. I don't know. I apparently own it. I'll do something with it. I don't know what there is in the game or not, though. I'm not really a rally person, but there you go. We are currently sitting at 28 subs, so 22 to go. And then also, just because I don't know what WRC4 will actually do for me, you know, what I can actually do with it. There's also a crystal full item rando on a more difficult preset than I would usually run, so including things like the obnoxious ways to get items like bug catching contest, gifts from trainers that call you, so on and so forth. It can be quite annoying. Those annoying. What is annoying? I think Bill's grandfather also in vanilla will give you evolution stones. That's another source of potential items, which is annoying. So yeah, I do want to do another full item rando at some point, but I wouldn't normally enable those settings. This would include those sorts of settings to make it that bit more difficult. Also, I'll probably make it so that fly and bike are not guaranteed early. Well, maybe not bike. Bike might not be enabled from the start, but it would certainly be early. Look, bike is just one of those things that's like, you kind of gotta have it just because it takes too long otherwise, and I already take way too long to complete those. So anyway, that's where we stand. Mental math, $58 roughly until the dollar goal, and 22 subs until the sub goal. And with that, I'm going to hit play Satisfactory on the mod launcher, and let's go. It's going to take a second for the game to boot. I'll switch it over here in the meantime, but just a effectively blank screen. When does it start capturing? That's the real question. Get through as much of that as I can as quickly as possible, and yeah, let's go. And with that, the subathon timer resumes. Please just add 20 minutes or whatever it is. And okay, it did. It ended the amount of time that it was supposed to, thanks to Kelly's sub. And off we go. With 15.5 hours, we're guaranteed to go partway into next week, as a side note. Oh, I see. I was wondering, like, how did I jump forward? I accidentally hit the spacebar. Because of that. Anyway. So, I didn't accomplish too much. I am kind of just looking around purposely to preload the game a little bit. Also, I saw 77 FPS. It seemed like shouldn't be hitting 77. You're locked to 75. I can't actually see the FPS indicator when I'm looking out over the desert. Anyway, you can't see it because it's hidden behind the corner. So last week when I played this on Thursday, you guys watched, and I made this. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured out what's going on. This is going to be the train station hub for whatever I'm bringing in via trains, and you can see it's quite complicated. There's this 3-stack into 2 side-by-side stations that is the width of 1 station. Yes, mods are involved here, and normally a triple stack like this would not work. Trains would always just go here because it's the shortest line. Because I am using mods, I have a mod that allows trains to dynamically reroute if there is a better route to go due to a blockage or such. And so I can actually have trains stacking here if there's another train in the station here. Quite a nice thing, that. You can actually see, if you were paying attention, there was a train that just came in, and it's now departing. Gonna go back out around this way. Like I said last week, technically I could bring it across here, but then it interferes with this track. It's just easier to bring it across here where there's already a track crossing, so yeah. That train shouldn't honestly be looping around right now. It's just running back and forth here without doing anything. This track is going to be brought over this way and then brought into over here somewhere because there's a nitrogen node. Is it over here? There's some bauxite, I think, right here. And something else maybe from here? Or is the nitrogen down here and I'm getting... I don't remember. Point is, another station down here. I need to get the 2 coal nodes from here and then the aluminum. The quartz nodes from this area. Oh, right, I'm grabbing some more Samor, which, not from this node. That is a Samor node, but there's another one somewhere around here that I think I'm grabbing. And then there will be another train that goes out over here because Samor and oil and things like that. Holy crap. Geeson gifted 10 subs. And then Valorant gifted 4 on top of that, which is 2 bonus subs. And there's a hype train going. Alright, thank you very much, Geeson. And shoutouts to Valorant for being the one to take care of the bonus gift subs this time. Getting 2 extra subs there as part of that. As part of Geeson's contribution there. Yep, added 2 gift subs and 2 bonus gift subs to Geeson's gift. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Geeson. Who got a sub? Are we sure that this was just randomly selected? Because one of them went to I need to poop. That sounds like a username that somebody would just gift a sub to randomly because, you know, memes. What a username. Enjoy your sub. Let's see, Galactic Surfer, Coltec. Oh. Schunzeit? I don't know. Zeit, even? Schunzeit? I don't know with what language to pronounce that name, but my default is German because that's the one I do know vaguely. Who else? Digital Zeros. Getting yet another sub. All Systems as well. I'm just gonna refer to them as Joe, because, yeah, enjoy your sub. Who else? Tetoidi? Or something like that? I am butchering names, I'm sure. I apologize. Just enjoy your gift subs, please. Or try to. You got gifted a sub. That's what you need to appreciate more than how I'm failing to pronounce your names. How about that? It's always got to be the difficult names. Nelly, sure. Glitchhound, yeah, Glitchhound. Sitherly, Yum Food Please, Source Connect, and DSP Guy. There you go. I got through them. I didn't get through them cleanly, but I got through them. And yeah, All Systems, enjoy the gift sub. Courtesy of Geeson. And, yeah, that added 2.5 hours to the timer. So, that's cool. Again, thank you very much, Geeson, and... well, like I said before, as part of September, the end-of-month bonus stuff, Valorant is contributing extra subs for every 5 gifts. Every 5 gift subs in a single sub-gift bundle. So, 10 gift subs gave 2, plus there was an extra 2 thrown in there because they've been doing that. I'm gonna get back to playing the game. Everybody, please, enjoy your gift subs. Enjoy the amount of emotes that I have made available for you. Well, they've been made available thanks to either Geeson or Valorant, but... I at least put the emotes there for them to be made available to you. How about that? Train network, where is that damn train? Probably down at the station, isn't it? No, it's coming back. I can tell because it's the only one that's labeled train. I want to stop it in the station because it doesn't need to be running right now. Yep, there it is. Doesn't have any cargo. For now. There's a lot... yeah, I looked over at my sub count and it was higher than it was previously. But like, higher than it was after the initial burst of subs, and I guess it just hadn't yet counted the extra bonus subs or something, I don't know. Probably accurate. Thanks to Geeson's gift sub. I train level 4, huh? There you go. Well, Geeson, enjoy your emote. I don't know which one I got, but I got an emote too because that's how it works. Nope, iPad doesn't want to do anything with that. I saw the pop-up on it. Anyway, with Geeson's contribution, we are now just 8 subs away from that sub goal. And, oh jeez, I don't even know. What's the... That is unfortunate, Shaw. Your contribution, your resub, still contributes to the timer, at least. It gave you an emote anyway? Twitch! Good job. You messed up in a good way. There you go, Shaw. Thank you very much for resubscribing. Thank you for choosing to use your Prime here once again. And with that, I actually want to check. Yeah, task failed successfully. So you get emotes that you get from subscribing, plus a bonus emote that you didn't even deserve, but we're not going to talk about that, because, well, enjoy it. Personally, I don't care. You got an extra emote. Awesome. I don't care that... What am I trying to say here? It doesn't matter to me that you got it when you shouldn't have. Because the thing had already ended. We're at 154.25 after that. Okay, so there you go. Just over $20 to the next overall goal, and well, thanks to Shaw, now 7 subs to the next sub goal as part of this subathon. I'm gonna get to playing the game here shortly once I stop getting distracted by your guys' generosity. So I don't need to be here. I do not need to be here. And I think this will just be set to the center track. If you're wondering why there are 3 tracks up the hill, it's because I did silly things. And so the right track goes to the right. The left track goes to the left. Also, I don't know if this block is actually long enough to fit a full train or not. Oh. That's suboptimal. Don't mind the flickering, that happens. Put that back to the way it should be. Please go. And now we go this way. By the way, if you didn't know this, it says it at the bottom, but if you just press S, you'll start to slow down. However, if you press spacebar, you'll slow down as well. And if you press both of them, you'll slow down relatively quickly. Much faster than you would with just pressing one of them, certainly. Okay, so this station is going to be coal and quartz. The quartz is right there, and the coal is off this way. So let's just get working on that, getting over here, I guess. Also, I guess just to recap, because this will no doubt come up, that's too much of a slope. I am using modded gear, so rad suit doesn't require filters, the gas mask doesn't require filters, the blade runners I think are slightly faster but also negate all fall damage, and the hover pack has a very extended range, although there is electricity right there, but like I can just... Yep. I've made my point now, right? You can see how little the signal strength is dropped on that. I've made my point. Anyway. So how much coal did I want? All of it. Yeah, because I need 7,400. We're just gonna do that. Let's go with that, and then that's all that. Do I have anything else? Oh, well, there's this. Yeah, thank you, Gason. Thank you, Shaw. Thank you, Valorant, I guess, as well. I don't know. I don't care for Valorant, so it's always kind of weird saying that. But they're the ones contributing free subs, so thanks, I guess. Put that there and that there. And then I can... I mean, that's going to be a Mark 6, obviously. Was the left one? Yeah, that was the left one. Over to there, snap that one to there, and I'm going to have to reverse that. Hit you. That. So I could build default like that. Straight does that, but then curved, yeah, curved. What the hell? It's not wanting to show me beyond what's above ground, really. But I mean, you get the idea for what it's doing. It's looping down there and then coming out here. Oh, wow. And this, folks, is why you're not allowed to build splines that are weird shapes. Because you can do this sort of shit. Also, that took 181 of each of those resources. Okay. Yeah, the fact that it tried... That's what it wants to do, and that's what I figured it would do, but it very much did not do that. That new curve mode is really nice. Also, there's something I haven't done at all yet, and it's this. But I have no reason to do it here, so I'm not going to. Yeah, sure, we'll go there. I'm just going to remove them because they're not needed. Does it matter which one goes where? It really doesn't matter. Also, again, I could just do that. It's not going to look like that when it gets built, but I could do that. There we go. fine. I can do this. Tidy it up a bit. Deposit that all in there. And put the bacon and garlic on the ground. Excuse me. Yeah, the plant stuffs just got processed into fuel. Oh, there's more there. Well, the bacon just sits in there, waiting to be consumed. I'm going to take a quick drink. Alright. And it just occurred to me, actually, while I had a minute to look at OBS. You can't do it right now, but in theory at least, it is entirely possible for somebody to gift 5 subs or more and activate a hype train all on their own, because that is literally what just happened before. Yeah, I don't feel that doing that. There you go. Basically what I was saying with that, though, is that I have my hype train settings about as low as they can be. I probably should change that at some point. But you guys don't mind getting easy hype train emotes, right? You need to contribute to get them, obviously, but... still easier than not to get it. But like I said, currently it's blocked by the fact that there was just a hype train. I think it's a 1-hour delay by default. Or at least that's the minimum. So, nothing for the next hour. Man, the belts look so much better now that they got smooth splines. Also, you know, technically, I need to remember to run the power cable as well. I want to make sure I'm actually getting the right one. It still requires the same amount of resources, right? Like, it's almost 30 to there. It'd be 54 to there, or, you know, just 54. The game just doesn't normally let you build that much by default. And then this, I don't even need to extend it, it just works. Can I get a vaguely clean line this way? Yeah. Cats. Of course, the ability to build longer splines is a modded feature, as is typically the case with those sort of things. What's the name of the mod again? No construct disqualifiers. No. Disqualifiers. No construct disqualifiers. I want to say like deconstruct or something like that, and that's why I keep doing it wrong. Trying to say it wrong. Alright. This... I think I want to send it that way and around, probably. Oh, wow. Yep. The hotkey for building the super long splines is comma. Well, or getting around other construction disqualifiers. But yeah, it's comma that toggles it, so that's why I just opened the map. That just looks so good. Such a shame that it took until 1.1 to have that added. Just because it is, like, so good. Yeah, something like that, probably. That'll be lifted up slightly, so that's fine. Couldn't clip at that point, I think. Might clip this stick coming out of the ground or post. Yeah, it does. Fine. Excuse me again, Jesus. What is with me tonight? Needing to, do that. Alright, I was looking to see if I had a portal over here. I do not. I have a portal over there. I only bring it up because I've got no more of this. No more explosives, and I want to make things go boom. Oh no, anyway. Check behind me. Where are all the trains? So many of them are just up north. Thank you so much for the raid, 108. I can read, I promise. Thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. I am just in the middle of, getting some explosives. What's going on with you? What have you been up to? I think I'm familiar with your channel, so I don't actually what you normally do, or anything of that nature. I'll take that. Bonk. I missed. Fuel. Just for anybody coming in with that raid, for some context, I am playing a fairly modded save, so if you see anything that doesn't quite seem right, that's probably why. Like being able to play the way I want to, you know? Yeah, sure, I'll go this way, since I was working over here anyway. Alright, now that that's no longer clipping... Oh, sorry, Lizard Doggo, I didn't mean to scare you. I don't think they were anywhere near, though, so it's fine from that standpoint. What are these 3 nodes? Are they normals? Normal. Pure. And where was it over here? Normal. Okay, so I can combine the 2 normals and then just have 1 pure and 2 normals for them. There's room underneath of these. Yep, not a ton, but enough. I don't think I have any nearby miners. That's under production. Not the smelter. Not that button. Can you tell I've not played this game in a little while? Like, I just played it Thursday, sure. But prior to Thursday. Train. But you're the normal node, right? Yes. So that's going to be a maximum of 600. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to overclock the bloody, coal gen. Not gens, miners. Hello, BMW driver. E31. Nice. Greetings from the US on this side. You can't do that with Mark 6 belts, really? Alright. I do not have any overclock or power shards on me, so let's fix that. Technically could have just copy-pasted, but whatever. There we go. And now we go very fast. Okay, let's not forget to overclock stuff this time. Go with Mark 5, just because it doesn't need to be Mark 6 at this point. Save the Mark 6 belt for once it merges with this one. Train. Probably that way. I can have a merger right about here, let's say. Well, which way would be better? That way or that way? I'm thinking that way just because it appears to clip less. I'm gonna bring the power in separately for these two because it doesn't matter, they're all connecting to the same station. But I can at least put everything from this station onto a breaker. It's been a minute since I played this game regularly. Priority. Excuse me, once again. Priority power switch. Right, if you do that, it will automatically copy the settings. Remembering things as I go. I think what I want to do, have one here, one here, one here, and one here. And yeah, that'll be fine. And I'll run this over to this side somewhere. Yeah, something like that. And it can meet up with this one as well. Sorry, Lizard Doggo, didn't mean to bother you. And then these two can actually come in over this way and attach on the left side, let's say. Oh, build from this side so that it builds properly, although I think... No. Is there a way? I don't see any shortcut to do that. Damn you, autosave. I clicked just as it autosaved, and so I didn't get to actually give the input that I wanted to. Because the autosave ate it. Damn thing. Barely on the edge of building it the way you want, but you're so close it actually flicks back to the wrong thing just one off. Love when that happens. I might redraw this just to get it a little bit better aligned, but I think that'll work. That can go in like that. This one obviously will go in there. But yeah, that I don't quite like because it curves to the left and then back to the right. And I'm not... Well, I mean, I could do this again. Not you. It's funny. If I don't allow it to... forcibly allow it to build, it does that, but if I do, it... Yeah. I already built it earlier like that. Also, keep in mind, when it goes out to that far, it goes up to like 180 things required. So I'm not going to do it again. I've already done it once. Okay. Build it right to there. Yeah, that works well enough. Doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to be functional. I could build it on the ceiling, but does it really matter? This actually reach? Hell yeah. And then you can just go over to there. Alright, and that gets our resources up to here. I am once again just going to delete those. Filter with G, don't forget. And then how am I going to turn 2 into 3? I mean... There are ways to do it, yes. Like, specifically ways that are, not terrible, I don't know. I don't want to do it the vanilla way, is my point. The way you'd normally do it in vanilla with the more complex splitter arrangements and mergers and such, because that's just silly. Why would I do it that way? Not when I have mods to use. Tree, I guess? Shadows? Is interesting. Guess I could just connect these real quick. How many resources do I still have from that? None at all, it turns out. They've all been used up. Well, not surprised with how far I ran the Mark 6 belt over from that way. Again, I built one of those splines with 180 items of each. The trigons and the time crystals. So, I'm gonna use them up eventually. Yeah, tree's the wrong way for it. I guess I'm just entering the swamp and that's why it changes. Perfect. Oh, give me a break, straight mode. Why would you do that? And then I'll also, not you, I want you. Do that with 1 to there. Just put it to there, because why not? Modded items? Didn't think it would take that long to loop through them, but it did. But it did. So that's how that'll be distributed. And then for this part of it, it's quite simple. Let's see, I want probably a block module here, and then an input only module, which is right there, and then output module for there and there. And basically same thing here. Technically I don't have to have it this exact way. You know, I could just have that be an input or move this input over to here, and it wouldn't make really any bit of difference. But it keeps the belts nice and straight this way. There we go. See, why would I use a complex, large 3 to 2 or 2 to 3 splitter merger setup to load balance 2 1200 lines into 3 800 lines when I can just mod my way into doing it in a nice compact space? And, you know, technically, again, move the input over here, move this output to on top of here, and you've got a 2x2 setup of them. I just did it this way, so straight belts in, and then triple stack right from the off. Not doing it this way because I need to, but because I want to. Okay, I forget I can access it from here. Good. Get the switch on the correct side. Oh, the Aurora's coming out again. I don't know why I did the double crouch. That was just silly. Oh, you can't override the power lines. I'll go right there. Yeah, I was trying to override the builds like I did with the belts, and it just did not want to allow it. Let's see. No. I don't remember what the command is. I guess I could look real quick. You can see my cursor even though I'm not tabbed in. Where is the mod? I know it hasn't been updated in quite a while. Oh, I see. Enter. Wrong key. Oh yeah, I can just disable fog very easily. Yeah, I don't see anything about the Aurora here, so something else must be doing it. Does it look good? I still want to see it IRL. Be really nice if someday the weather could just cooperate and not be cloudy. And I have enough advance notice of it that I actually know to look outside at the right time of day. Because the one time it wasn't cloudy and I might have been able to see it, I wasn't aware of it until it was too late. Let's see, project part, factory. It can stand for something else, but that's what I'm going with. Coal plus quartz. Yep, so we're now... Well, it's in sync with this one. Consumption went up slightly. Not a big deal, though. Oh yeah. Quartz is already here. There we go, the second normal miner has caught up. And yeah, this belt's redundant, I'm aware. I like to connect it anyway. Yep, that's load. I need to remember to toggle the other ones. There's the coal. I need to remember to toggle the other stations to be unload, but there you go. It's working. It is working. And when we come back, will that be frozen because it's mined everything possible? Who knows? But as the bot said, it's time for a break. Thank you, mouse, for disconnecting. I don't know if it's the cable or the port on the mouse. Either way, I can't do much about it. But can't you just replace a cable? The cable is molded to fit the end of the mouse, so it's kind of a bespoke part. Like, I can fit a different thing in there, but it doesn't really work that well. And I'm just reducing the frame rate to reduce GPU load while we're in break. Anyway, yeah. Time for a break. Just going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and get away from the computer for a little bit. During this time, I am going to run some ads. I have to sneeze. Thank you so much for that, buddy. I'm just going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and run some ads while I'm away. I don't even remember where I was at saying all that, but basically, long story short, I'll run some ads now while all you're missing will be, if you end up seeing ads, you'll only be missing this wonderful AFK scene, but by the time I get back, the ads will be done. So, ads right now, while you're not missing anything, and thus ad-free gameplay for the next hour. That's why I run ads. No matter who is showing up or when, as long as it's during the gameplay, there will be no ads. When I get back, we'll continue working on, well, I guess setting up other train stations, because this one's set up. So, time to work on other ones. Alright, BRB. Alright, I am back. And while I was away there, you might have noticed I restarted the sub goal because, well, the one that Twitch set was already completed, and Twitch actually isn't going to reset it until the end of the stream, which... okay, but it'd be nice if it was updated now. The fast break? I mean, you say that, but it was only... or it was... what? Like 6 minutes? I don't tend to take terribly long breaks. Just, like I said, get up, stretch, get away from the computer for a couple of minutes. But, yeah, I guess compared to some streamers it might be. The thing is, the other reason why I tend to keep it on the shorter side is because they're hourly breaks. So at the top of every hour, more or less, I take these breaks. Because, you know, that's the healthy thing to do, realistically. Alright, let's get back into it. So yeah, I try not to be away for too long, and thus why it was a fairly fast break in your eyes. But, yeah, that's about the normal length of my breaks. And I mean, in that time, yeah, it didn't fill up fully, but these are almost full. Coal will be a little further behind simply because it got here later. You know. 1, 2, 3 for the quartz versus 2 all the way over here. Those curved splines are so nice looking at. It's even better looking at it from over here, you know? What a fun curve that is. Trying to middle click on the platform, and it wasn't having it, not on the rail at least. You like that. It can now dock. So I want you to go from whatever this station is that I'm at currently, which of course I can't see, and that one to that one. And here, yeah, that should be fine for both of them. Alright, turn on self-driving. I'm going to be much slower than it is, no doubt, but I'm going to rush over this way and try and set the other train on its way. Resources from a previous build. Why is coal going that way? Okay. I built it so long ago that it's been almost a year, so I don't remember what it's doing. Two trains is probably overkill, but maybe not. Just getting caught on random things. Yeah, and that's the train on the other side coming this way now. Down the slope and around the curve. Are the curves too tight for how fast the train is doing at the bottom of the hill? Yes, of course they are. Does it matter? No. Game doesn't care. And who cares about reality? Because, I mean, like, you know? Reality ain't exactly something that we adhere to in this game. Already got a couple of team whistles. They were actually responding, weren't they? That's funny. Alright, well that train is now circulating and filling up not that much, I guess, technically. You can hear that one actually did respond, and I think that one did too. We're gonna go over this way now and set up the next station. I probably should have put some containers on the output side, and in fact I never even set it to unload, did I? Well, I guess we're going back for something. Just mind you, these are cheap portals that are running off of iron rods because I don't like the concept of portals being so bloody expensive to operate. Like, the fact that they're so late game and so expensive is just like, what's the point? Just make a tube cannon. Or, you know, grab a mod that makes them far cheaper to operate. Because in the past, I was used to using a mod that, basically, what did it do? It required power only. Did I get that in? No. I missed the last one just. Alright, that's fine. Oh, was that sound? Was it just the station? That's the train leaving. Again, is the double output needed? Probably not. Do I care? No. Would I actually let you? Yep. It would allow you to do that if you really wanted to. So you're not getting anything, but you're getting something. And to be fair, it is unloading at 2,400 items a minute. Or 13 according to this. There we go, that's now fixed. Yeah, the reason why I don't care about the Mark 6 belts so much is because most of this is going towards it. So, I'm good on that front. Bonk. Check in on the lizard doggos. I haven't looked at them at all tonight. That is quite the thing to pick up. Rubber and, yeah, high-speed connectors, fair enough. Screws! Oh boy, thank you. Some ammo that I won't use. Caterium wire is fine, I guess. Oscillators are definitely a thing. Some more high-speed connectors. Where did the other lizard doggo go? Wasn't there another one over there somewhere? Alright, well, I'll just give them all a head pat again, just to make sure I got them all. Yeah, that's all I ate. Alright, bye guys! And, let me do this. I don't even know how many screws I have in here. That many, apparently. I don't have too many of them, yeah. I think that was basically it. Alright. You in there, you in there, you in there. Okay. Where... Computer factory? I think it is. Yep. You're definitely in the right place. Now, the only thing is, I don't know where I'm going to build this out. I could make a T-junction here, I guess. Really complicate things. Well, how about I do this? And while that's pinging, I'm going to look at the interactive map to see... What do I want? 958 crude oil. Okay. So we are looking to... No, that's fine. You didn't actually have to show the ones I wanted you to show. Damn it. So what I want to do with this station is I want to grab that SAM node, because that's 1200 SAM ore. Well, SAM. Just SAM. I've not even gone up on that node, I believe. I think I'm only just clearing the map for it, finally. Yeah, you can see. I haven't been up there before. But then also, there's an oil node right there, and then there should be two further back that way somewhere. Yeah. There's one right there, and then there might be another one right there. Somewhere around there. Let me build it before the autosave. Oh, I didn't miss. I thought I missed it at first. Yeah, that oil, another one in that general area, and that SAM node. The SAM is just a full 1200, so that's realistically 2 item containers. And then the oil... I mean, I don't need to split it, but I can, so why not? And then the oil is 958, which I'm going to do, like... I don't even know... 1,000 plus, just to ensure that there's plenty on the input side. Because I don't mind if oil gets a little backed up. I'd rather oil be backed up than not have enough on the delivery side. And I know it's more efficient to transport fluids as items. It shouldn't matter. It should be fine as is. Especially when I get to the nitrogen later. Which is, how much? 280 nitrogen gas? Yeah, that should be fine to transfer by car. Or train. Oh, I see a spicy rock. Couple spicy rocks. Few spicy rocks. Yummy. Yeah, there's one there. Is there one over here? No. No, there's some around here, but that seems to be it. Oh, look, a Mercersphere I haven't collected. Don't mind if I do. How many of them do I actually have? Only 5. And I've got a whopping 2 summer sloops left as well. I mean, technically I've got like 1,200 saved up or something, but those were duped, so I don't use them. Yeah, I figured there would be something up here. I can get some of the slugs as well. I don't need to get the slugs. I've got more than enough overclockers, power shards, whatever you want to call them. Again, returning to the game for the first time, kind of, in quite a while. So, slowly but surely remembering everything. No slug on that? I mean, it's all the way down there. Probably some slugs hidden around here, though. Alright, put you in, and then you'll be processed into a power shard automatically, because again, mods, so I have a mod that enables, words. Uploader, downloader, that's it, the downloader. I mean, I have small ones, but I also have uploader and a downloader. Regular size. Like I said, I like my mods. I guess I could also say I like my mods in Twitch chat, but pretty much that's just me, myself, and my bot, so that's... yeah, kind of pointless to say. Also, looking over at OBS, I can now see that the hype train from early on in the stream has finally passed the 1 hour mark, so I think, don't take my word for this, but I think at this point another hype train is possible. Of course, as I said at the beginning of the stream, any and all subs contributed tonight will go towards my September payout, versus October payout will be anything from tomorrow onward, because I won't be live again until after it has become October UTC. I think I want to push this out just a little bit further. There, probably. Of course, you don't have to contribute anything. You want to just watch, that is perfectly fine. But if you want to take advantage of the September deals, tonight is the last night to do it that will support me sooner than not. It's, again, you don't have to support, or if you want to support, you can do it whatever night you want, or even off stream. I'll shout out things that happen off stream on the rare occasions that they do. I'm actually going to push this back one, simply so that I have room for a buffer stop, without it hanging off the edge at all. I don't remember what I have it configured to, but that should be fine. I missed. Alright, that's that. Alright, I'm going to do this. I guess technically I could just do this. The way that it said wow, though. Did you, theoretically? Did you? Damn it. Did you theoretically just resubscribe the other day, theoretically? 11 days ago. I guess that's long enough for it to have technically entered a new month. But yeah, thank you for continuing to stay subscribed. In theory. Thank you very much, theoretically. Thank you for staying subscribed, and your sub contributes towards the clock. Okay, I don't want to offset it by minute amounts. I was just seeing if I could make it go any faster. Oh, it's num plus. Yeah, that is definitely a bigger thing. Bigger adjustment. Keys. Filled it there. And then I can actually submerge that into the water. And then, oh, vanilla has elevators? That's cool. I mean, I've had elevators for a while now, but, you know, the fact that vanilla has them now, I don't even have them unlocked, it seems. But yeah, the fact that elevators are finally in the game is cool. Okay, it's not quite that high. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I'm not trying to knock on the vanilla elevators too much. I just already have these, and I'm used to them. And I think these are actually slightly better in some ways as well. Yeah, I mean, let's be real, Storm. The only reason I really have time to spend, you know, time like this on this game is because it's all part of the stream. I would never have been able to put this much time into the... Well, maybe over the course of a year I would have been able to. Also, so close. But yeah. Time management as an adult is always rough. Not this one, no, theoretically. Right, you don't actually let me do that. That's annoying. I wonder, because I'm building it separately, can I don't see why I wouldn't be able to override the spline length. So if I build it separately... No, it just does not work on wires, no matter what. That's unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately, the these elevators are not built like that. You can't just click and drag them. Oh, well, there's... Yeah, those were 2x2s. Or 2 meters. There we go. Yeah, that's floating there, don't mind that. No power, because I didn't turn it on. Also, music volume off, effects volume is fine, speed. I can set it to be no railings. I don't know why that modifies the collision like it does, but... Oh, is that just a global search? Yeah, I don't have the vanilla ones unlocked even. The nice thing, though, with that is that you can just add... Yeah, I was still off. You can just add the stops on the fly. You don't need to, like, go and insert them by hand. You can literally just add them in that menu on the elevator. Turn that on. And there's no power here yet, obviously. So that needs to be taken care of first. Is the reason... Any reason why I shouldn't just make a gigantic spline? I'm not actually going to make one that long. I don't know how much the game will actually appreciate it. I'm sure it would be fine. But I'll keep them to not be too long. Roughly 20 items worth of length. And then you can get built to here. Yeah, I figured out the flip. Where is it? Right there. Force it to build the spline. Yeah, I guess, you know, the easy way to do that is just to force it to build such that, you know, it actually tries to connect to the end. Makes it a little bit more obvious. Especially since if I force it, it actually highlights. Okay, that's its own block now. And there actually should be power. Oh, have I messed things up? Yeah, I've messed up that intersection. And that should fix it. That's not a lot of nitrogen in there. Probably look into that at some point. Not perfect, but something, right? Alright, that's that built. Now I just need to actually hook the station up to the resources. I'm thinking with the SAM, probably just going to, it's so weird that's not called SAM ore, officially. Yeah, about there is straight, so... right there. And then I can get a power hookup. You can get a power hookup right about there. I can actually just run it beneath, I guess. Alright, and then you are going to be a minor Mark III, pointing vaguely that direction. Alright, shall I? Just, do some of this. I could use the chainsaw, but going boom is so much more fun. I can just grab some of this excess plant life. Didn't get blown up. Is that? Guess not. Do I need more biofuel? I don't think I do. But what do I care? Okay, can you tell I've used a lot of concrete, considering I think I had 6 stacks of it to begin with? Yeah, understandable, theoretically. I just can't be bothered to keep the fuel on me. And, like, it's in here. See? Solid biofuel. I've got it there. I just... so you are going to be a full 1200 per minute. And I do want that because 3200 SAM per minute. Of course, it's kind of funny, you know, it's over here. I'm going to be running it over there, just to take it that way. Yeah, it is kind of wild, isn't it? Especially when they allowed it for the jetpack after so long. 100 chops out of 1 ionized fuel canister. Hell yeah. Well, that technically is not what I want. There we go. Actually, dismantle both of those, because I just noticed I'm on default mode. Screw that. Especially if I'm going to be building long splines, I want to see how silly it's going to be. Oh, hell yeah. No, the other way, there we go. I'm gonna do it this way just because that's kind of silly. So, let's do it that way. Just max length it to 73 instead of going up to 74. I have a lot of wiggle room on that, but that's fine. And then go to, let's say, right about here. Call it good enough, and then bring this over to here. there's that. Yeah, I can actually just do it this way. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm like actually gonna do that one there though. I was wondering if that would be sufficient space. It was not sufficient space. Yeah, just straight mode that. Straight mode that. And then this can just be a simple splitter in. A nice curve in there. And that's 1200 SAM split between two of these, both set to load, and then the fluids have gotta... I guess they do swirl like that, okay. Oh. Damn. Unfortunate. I mean, it doesn't matter, I can just knock it down. By half a step, but also, now? What is your problem? Move to player. Do it. Ding. So here's the thing I actually really like about this elevator. I don't think you can do this with vanilla. I'm going to press one key. I'm going to press another key. Now I'm just going to press as many as I want. Get the point? This elevator doesn't really care about where you are within it. You can tab out. You can control it on the fly. And that includes from, like, in here, too. But there are hotkeys. Like it says, you can get up to 19 different floors. Actually, 20 because floor 0. By using hotkeys. And then the arrow just moves it up or down one at a time. And you can spam up or down to get through multiple. Just this only has one stop. So... yeah, exactly, theoretically. No buttons needed here. If I send it off, it's going to go off. If I walk up to it, or underneath of where it is... I said if I walk up to it... automatically summoned. I shouldn't have to get quite that close to it, but I don't know. It's just, it's so good, this elevator. Again, I'm not saying the vanilla one's bad, just being able to interact with it partially hands-free and then just one input beyond that, I really like that. Alright, how do I want to do this? Yeah, there's one right behind me, I'm aware. It's these two over here that I want. So there's one there and one there. I think this is a normal node. And then this is a impure node. I said, this is an impure node. See? 60 per minute. So only 150 total. Versus this one is twice as much, up to 300. I don't know why that one doesn't tell you. Guess it's a bit bugged. Hold on, let me, I registered. Oh well.
Your waves lap at our shores. When will you land?
Don't worry about it. Is there another hatcher around? I want to see if they actually fix that. Of course, when I specifically want to go find a hatcher, there's none to be found. No? Nobody? Just one of you? Okay, doesn't matter that much. I was just wondering if they fixed the crouch to bypass their detection. Or if that was still a thing you could do. Must you be right there? Bruh. Thank you. Curve. Will this do bad things to the fluid calculation? Hopefully not. Actually, that one doesn't even need a Mark 1, does it? That can just, or a Mark 2, that can just be a Mark 1. Technically, you don't need a Mark 2 either. But I'm doing Mark 2. And then that can be 450 going this way. Where am I going, just for reference? Over that away. Guess I can go out this way. Yeah, that works. How you doing? Oh, I like this curved building mode. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. You should too. Yeah, I can run it all the way over to here with no issue. Unfortunately, we're out of range of the other oil extractor, so I'll just set this one up manually. Do I technically need 600? I think it should be fine, but also Mark II pipes can always be a bit weird about things. Should be fine at this point, but you never know. I think I want to set that there. I definitely do not want that for this. I want horizontal to vertical. It's on the wrong side. There we go. That is perfect. And yes, I know I set up the elevator right in front of where the pipes run. Except I'm gonna have to do this the other way around, aren't I? Yep. Yeah, theoretically. Well, I feel like with how relatively recently you picked up the game, you really didn't get to experience the Mark II bugginess as you're nearing the flow limit. So, alright. Thank you very much, BMW E31 driver, for hanging out. Have a good one. Yeah. Like, you really wanted to stay, like, at least 50 cubic meters away per minute away from the flow limit, because it was just like, give yourself enough headroom, because the sloshing is just always such an issue as it nears 600 that you're never going to get that much anyway out of it. You might as well just not worry about it. Ah, damn. Alright, well that works. Yeah, no, that's very much a thing, isn't it? Again, it's one of those things that if you were there for it, you understand the pain and the reason why people go out of their way for it. It doesn't really help at this point, but it just feels so much nicer in some ways to not have to worry about it. Alright, I am going to send this off. It's fine if I build in straight mode. And now I can barely access the elevator. But it's fine, because I can still access it. Why is it under... no? Organization, right? Yes. Why did I never put this on there? Oh, right. Those are much larger, aren't they? Oh, that's fine. There we go. Since the bot did say, though, that it's time for a break, I will get back to getting that sorted out after the break. Just lining that up to begin with, though. Because this is fast enough to do. And whatever. Actually, if I build it on a curve, it means that this can come down more quickly. No, I want you to... Yes, like this. I was just going to take 2 seconds to build this part out, and it took a little bit longer than intended, but there we go. Good enough. Right, save the game. Nice. I wish they would allow you to set it below 30, but they really just don't. I just want to reduce my frame rate while I'm not here, you know? Less load on my GPU, it'd be nice. Anyway, yeah, time for the next break. Just gonna take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and get away from the computer for a little bit. During this time, I am going to run some ads. It's the only time during the stream that I run ads. Prevents pre-rolls for next hour, blah 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 blah. Ads now while nothing is happening, so the next hour of gameplay is completely ad-free. No matter when you come into the stream or anything, just no ads during the gameplay. That's the idea. When I get back, we'll continue working on this station and hopefully get the trains up and running for it. And then that leaves just one more station to get working. Then we can actually start looking into building the factory in the desert. Still going to be a lot of resource gathering because there's a lot of iron and copper that's necessary. The most is coal, but coal's mostly covered at this point. But yeah, that's for after the break. Just as a reminder, really quickly, sub goal is 7 off. The total goal, which I can't see very clearly, it's just under 157, so less than $20 on that. Hitting the sub goal will also hit the next goal. So if consider that. Also, September is nearing its end, and so gift sub bundles of 5 or more give bonus subs. Blah 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 blah. You know the drill. This is the last night though that you will be able to contribute to my September payout that comes the middle of next month. I'll talk about it more though when I get back. So let's save it until then. Jeremy? Alrighty, I am back, and it just occurred to me that thanks to everyone's subs and gift subs tonight, we're gonna end the stream with more time left on the clock than we started with. That's a sign of a good stream, at least in terms of a subathon. Anyway, just as a reminder, I touched on it briefly beforehand, but we are pretty damn close to the next set of goals on both fronts. Just 7 subs away from the next sub goal, which, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, will be something with WRC4. Apparently I own it, according to what Kelly said a few weeks ago. And, yeah, sure, we'll mess around with that. To what degree, I don't know, because I don't know what's in the game. I'm not really a rally person, so I don't tend to mess around with games like that. But on top of that as well, because I don't know how much there is to do with that, I've also thrown in a harder preset Crystal full item rando. I do enjoy Crystal full item randos. Emerald as well, I guess, but they're a bit more annoying to get set up. But I normally wouldn't run them with quite as difficult settings as I'd be using in that. For instance, bug catching contest having potential items, trainers who can gift you items. Bill's grandfather, I think, also normally gives you evolution stones in vanilla. Wouldn't normally do that because you have to show him Pokemon, which in a randomizer is, oh boy. So, throw that in with that as well. And if we hit the $175 goal, which I think we'll hit if we hit the sub goal, the overall $175 goal, I'll mess around with a game of Civ 5. Just one game. That's enough. I haven't touched the game in so long because I don't want to get sucked back into it. But you can make me get sucked back into it at least a little. Hey, Kiosk. So as a reminder, all bits, tips, and subs go towards the overall goal. Civ 5, that last one, Kiosk. Yeah, bits, tips, and subs count towards the overall goal, whereas subs obviously, Jesus, I cannot talk because I don't know what I'm trying to say. Subs only count, or subs count towards the, yeah, one more turn, exactly. Only subs count towards the sub goal. That's what I'm trying to say. And of course, I touched on this as well briefly before the break, but September is coming to an end. I think it ends Wednesday. So tomorrow night would be the last stream before it ends, but because of the way Twitch works with UTC instead of PDT or EDT or EST and EST in the case of the wintertime. Because they operate with UTC in mind, it means that by the time my stream starts tomorrow night, any benefit of... not any benefit, but any further subs or bits would go towards October's revenue instead of September's, even though it's still technically September for me at that point. So, tonight's the last night that you can contribute and have it go to my payout this next month. It's honestly fine if you don't, if you want to save some for tomorrow night, or maybe you're not here and you can't do it, or maybe you just don't want to contribute at all, which is fine. It doesn't really matter, just I know I'm getting a payout in October, so there's that. Anyway, that's enough rambling, let's get back into the game. And boop. Yeah, it's very much sunny out at this point, because I was talking for so long. And we need to get stuff pumped up here. Okay. I guess the easy way to do this is just... or to pump it up. Uh-huh. Yeah, I always like to go below those because I feel like these are on the upper limits of what is possible. You need to actually do what I'm doing in terms of like keeping it slightly lower. No? It'll probably be fine, but if you just want to play it a bit safer and help ensure that you don't have any issues with it, that is the way that you should probably do it. Yeah, there's a bit of clipping with the wires. I mean, have you paid attention to this little node just floating there? You think I care all that much? I mean, I do kind of care about this. Like, what? Yeah, of course. That one got reset just fine. Just gonna redraw them slightly further away from the curve to hopefully avoid that. Yeah, so I've got all the way up till there, basically. So as long as I do it right about there, it should be fine. Oh dear. That did weird things. And that's why you can't attach to curves. Yeah, you ever wondered why you can't attach to too sharp at curves? Here, let's do it again. The game does not handle it well. That's why. Alright, that looks better. You're not even pumping because... well, you should be. By the way, here's a fun fact. If you get these pipes fully saturated, in theory, all you need is a single pump up here on each line and it'll be fine. So like if I was to put a pump right here, and hell, I could even put one like right here. As long as these pipes are saturated when those pumps start, it should be fine. Actually, I think what you ideally want to do is set up a junction and then have that pipe off the junction. So like just bear with me here. Not what I want to be doing. Damn it. Go back to your stackable. Go with this. So what you'd actually want to do is not use a fluid sink. Put a pipeline junction like this. Pipe. Off out that way somewhere. Yeah, I'll just build in a circle, why not? And then you can put a pipe on this. I can remove the one, and then so long as this one gets pressure and these pipes are full leading up to this junction, it'll pump. Because the head pressure from this, so long as this pipe is full, it will use this head pressure and will just pull. I've actually used that over... oh, that's not good. That's not good. I've used that setup over here, and I have things to go resolve. Why are you guys so upset? You should be fine. What's your problem? Why are you stopped? Okay, what train is this? PC ore train. Oh, boy. Why did it do that? Well, my power grid is probably suffering now. Hopefully I had enough nitrogen backstuffed. Oh, things bugged, that's why. Uh-oh. Please stop. Go backwards! Christ. I'm gonna have to redraw that entire junction because it did not draw properly. Okay, that's not how that's supposed to work. Yeah, note how there are, like, so many junctions here, and yet one of them isn't working. Something's definitely fucky. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why this decided to break. It shouldn't have broken, but it sure did. You go to there. You go to there. You go to there. And you go to there. Okay. Okay. Path signal, new path signal, new path. New path. Wait, what a clusterfuck and a half. Turn on self-driving after that. What's up, Max? Yeah, my buffers completely ran out of ore. It's not good. Oh yeah, we are struggling. That is very bad. God damn it. This isn't even the station that matters, mind you. Why did it break? Like, I get it. It was when I was placing one of these rails, it bugged it out. I'm usually so careful about that, though. Why did it not work? That is annoying. Hello again, kiosk. A whopping 15 minutes later. I got it! And then I immediately clicked out of it by accident. It's so nice that that finally returned after so many updates without it. Yeah, Kiosk, I drew some new rails and it bugged out the rails and it just completely locked everything up. Yeah, I think the last time that steam whistle was in was like update 4 or update 5. It was just missing for the longest time. I think it was update 4, honestly, because I remember hearing it back then. But, oh no. But yeah. Oh, I am just completely out of rocket fuel now. Where is the power pole? Capacity is 30,000 megawatts. That is absurd. I need to find a priority power switch. I think I can get in through here. Yeah, well, I'm not so concerned about this running out, simply because these should... these aren't priority. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Things should be getting shedded off as need be. Oh, how do I stop this effectively? That's the fuel in, and then this is the rocket fuel out. Well, supposedly. And then there's more rocket fuel out down here. That's right. Okay. Only 6? I think that makes sense. Where on the map is this? Just southwest of the Dune Desert. There we go. If I do this, I can effectively shut down these pipes to allow it to try and back stuff. So I can at least get some built up, and then I can flood the network. But the problem is, there's no easy way to shut down all the generators. Really do need it. Kiosk. I don't technically need to back stuff on rocket fuel, but sucks. If I copy and paste, can I? No. So I've got to go through one by one, turn them all off, and then gradually start them up. Yeah, because they don't self-throttle, the only way to get them to not run is to do that. As soon as you make that connection, they'll try and run. Turn off Zoop would be wonderful. Or at least let me copy paste between the machines the power switch. Unpowered pumps can still pass fluids, won't help for gases. Yeah, and we're dealing with a gas here. The valves should block it, which again, it doesn't really matter. I just want to try and build up a reserve while simultaneously cutting off these generators that I don't really want running at the moment anyway. Well, if you thought that we were going to be finishing that station over there, think again, because apparently this is now my life. By the way, if you think that we're almost done, note the platform. Nowhere near done. I mean, fortunately, as you can see, I do have a fair amount of coal power. I do have a fair amount of power boost. So that is helping, and if worse comes to worse, that stack is not connected at the moment. So that can keep this factory online. Okay. I'm trying to get all of these cleared out before it gets a bit more uniform where there's actually space. But going back and forth between like 3 or 4 per row, if you will. Not the simplest thing. I mean, that's not the worst idea, kiosk, in some ways, but also the factory is right there. And also radiation. Love how I have to repress shift in order to get the boost. But the problem is if I press it slightly too early, it won't count it. If you ever see me going slowly between the generators, it's not that I didn't press shift, it's just that I was too early on it. It would be easier, yes, you're not wrong. Doesn't mean it's better, though. There's no good way to handle this, is there? Just gonna need to finish turning all these off, waiting for a bit of buffer to back up. Opening the valves, allowing it all to flow into the generators. Wait until the furthest ones have filled up, which should mean that they've all filled up. And then restart it bit by bit. One thing I did not want to have to deal with. And of course, all the meanwhile, stuff is happening that, you know, might actually be making it worse inside of the factory. Because, like, I don't know what's backed up and what can overflow. And what issues that might cause. Yeah, right, Kiosk? Yeah. This all happened because the nitrogen train that was supplying nitrogen to the rocket fuel got held up because of a bugged rail intersection, and the trains just could no longer figure out how to proceed. And I didn't notice until a while after it had happened, presumably. I mean, you have some level of adjustability with the colors, don't you, Kiosk? I don't know what you can and can't change, but I do know there is some level there of customizability. I don't know if it applies to that, though. No way to change it? Alright. Well, like I said, I don't know what the settings are, I just know that you can tweak some of the colors of some things. Like the holograms, for instance. Yeah, theoretically, and that's a completely valid way to build it. This is such a minimal network, though, that I wouldn't expect to have these issues. And, you know, in reality, with the way the rails were laid out physically, there shouldn't have been any issues. The problem is that drawing new rail bugged the intersections. It's just a bug with the game. I've already done this row? Yes. So, last 2 rows at least. The annoying part is that I'm not using 1 or 2 of the 6 lines that I have. I've not set up all the generators, which is why all this exists above me. But those are being sunk so that they don't back up and cause issues. There's a wreck there. And that doesn't have an auto cutoff. So, oh, the other ones are draining and not being refilled? Too bad. Yeah, I think it just knocked out a tier of stuff, which is fine. That's the idea, it's supposed to load shed. Load shedding to avoid running out of power. Without smart train logic, providing alt routes still won't help it. I mean, that's the funny thing, Kiosk. I have smart routing, but it didn't help because there was no other route to that station. Because it got cut off. Okay, these are at least full again, and those are about where I'd expect them to be in 1600. Where are the balls looking? Yeah, those are being sunk, which is why they're the way they are. Alright. It's time to undo the valves. Those are the 2 lines that aren't being utilized right now. That line and that line. Like I said, I'm not using 2 of the 6 lines, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But again, like, these are just sitting here not being used. You know? This is an entire sub-network with 10,000 megawatt hours just sitting there unused. That would double my capacity. So I'm not concerned for now. I'm not really concerned about it. It should be fine. It's just going to be a tedious process to get it back up and running. Also, what sort of load shedding has happened? I don't know. These are still visibly on, so was there any load shedding? That's pumping actively. I'm gonna get this top one up and running first. I don't know, Kiosk. Yeah, it's not made it down here yet. Also, if you just noticed this or have noticed it elsewhere, yes, I am syncing some of it, but it's configured to be very low because that's just what excess there is from each line. If you look down the row to the left there, you can actually see a bunch of yellow lights starting to appear, but still a lot of red otherwise. Just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Yeah, I don't know how it works because I've never really messed with it all that much. I'm just hoping that I can get this set up and running before I run out of power. I think I should. And again, if I need to, I'll flip on that other reserve and it'll be fine. Might be better if placed high. It doesn't matter, Kiosk. It's on a filter. Or on a valve. And this doesn't even work properly if the flow's not full, so like you can see right now, it's not doing anything, but there's nothing here. Right? Until this is fully full, this won't even do the full 6.2, it'll be less. So it doesn't matter. It's not flowing any real amount. If you could go a little bit faster, please. All the geysers on an entirely disconnected grid? Oh boy, that would be a time. Fun fact, you can just build these standalone. You don't have any control over anything, but you can at least see what's what. And if you hook it in... Oh look! There's everything! How much power should I be producing? I don't know, like 200,000 megawatts or something silly like that? This shouldn't be consuming any power. Yeah, I mean, I can flip that off, and that should do minimal to the load, honestly. Total consumption went down, but that was it. SAM stuff? Yeah. Oh, I do not want to touch them. I do not want to touch any of them. That factory would be such a pain to restart. I do not want them going offline. Honestly, I don't even want anything going offline particularly. And it didn't make a damn bit of difference to the overall of anything, so... Again, once this fills up and I can start opening the taps on all the generators actually running it, it'll be fine. And if I start running low on power before that does happen, I feel like, yeah, there's some rendering weirdness going on up at the top of the screen there. Don't you just love, can't remember the word. DLSS. Yeah, it's only when I'm applying the render because DLSS is being weird about it. Oh, you guys can barely even see it because of the timers. There you go, now you can see it better. The timer's still running in the background, mind you. Yep. DLSS artifacting. Yeah. That doesn't make it any better. It's the smoke from these interacting with the highlight, weirdly. In fact, there you go. That's the big... It might even be like the smoke is also getting highlighted and DLSS just is weird about it. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. This is fine. We're starting to get rocket fuel all the way down here. Well, let's go downstairs and see how things are looking down here. Yeah. We go towards the back. Yeah, they're still filling up back here as well. They're a bit closer to full. Damn it, I'm working on this top set, so we're waiting until the top set's good. Also, how stacked are all the trains now? I think that's just those two. N2, N2, 4 train, drone. 4 train, N2. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter if those two get stuck. Does not matter in the slightest. That's all where it was. It's just a bit of quartz. Oh, that's neat. You can actually see the quartz. Just goes over here to aluminum-related stuffs. Don't worry about that. We are just about full, and I can start doing things again. Yeah, I need to go and deconstruct those, because apparently with 1.1, they automatically will warp any overflow from your inventory into the nearest dismantle crate, but it doesn't track how close they are properly. So it'll probably, possibly, maybe warp stuff to those crates there. There's 4 of them. The origin is underground and can't be reached. Oh, kiosk. Oh, it can be reached. Even without mods, it can be reached. The underground is not that difficult to get to. It's not that difficult. It's a small amount of effort, sure. How much time do I have? I've got plenty of time. I want to see this line settle out. But it's still fluctuating. So, wait. The fluid dynamics are just weird in this game. Very, very, very complicated, considering everything else and how simple some of it can be summarized to. The fluid physics are extremely complex, and that does apply to gases as well. Like, you can see, the pipe is full, but it is still flowing. Yeah, see, this pipe isn't flowing. These pipes down here are flowing. Realistically, I can probably restart it at this point, but I wanna... Hello, sudden nighttime transition. You're 2400, you're 2400, you're 2400, there's nothing there. You're close enough, you're 2400, and you'll be close enough. Yeah. That's all flowing. These are basically full. And this all still looks green. The thing I'm more worried about is the upper floors. I do just want to take a look in here if I can get up. Okay, yeah, this stuff is backstuffed. Surprise, surprise. And they're struggling to be unloaded because, well, yeah. Same thing up there. Little yellow there. Only a bit, it was hard to see. And then this is mostly flowing. Just breaking out of the wall. Alright, I think I've waited long enough. Power is starting to get rather low. So let's go start restarting them. Well, it hasn't settled out yet, though. Nope. Just that little bit pumped us up so much. 625 times 3 plus the power boost from that. Just gonna build that back. Thank you, mouse. Whoop. And we're starting to recharge. Already. Boy, if that's not an endorsement for rocket fuel being overpowered, I don't know what is. That's all that was required to get me recharging. Not by much, but, you know? Rocket fuel is so freaking overpowered, and I am here for it. As a reminder, that's why I'm not really concerned. I'm going to try and get up a little bit further away from them because they're so loud. That's why I'm not concerned about power in this save, because, like, if I need more power, do you see anything built around here? You would see something if it was there. There was nothing at Blue Crater. And there is enough around Blue Crater to get rocket fuel going, and you can make like over 100,000 megawatts pretty damn easily with rocket fuel. So it's like, I'm not concerned about power. I just need to not have my factory shut down because of train line bullshit from buggy connections. Mouse, please. Yeah, ionized fuel is, I mean, it's good, but the production chain is very complicated versus, like, especially once you're in the late game and don't have to deal with packaged diluted fuel. Rocket fuel with the right alt recipes is just so good. Like, again, from 600 oil you can make over 100,000 megawatts with the right alt recipes. Rocket fuel is busted. Well, rocket fuel plus the correct alts, I guess, is busted. And look at that, we're up to 90,000 megawatts of power. I've only enabled one of the 4 banks that are set up so far, and I'm up to 90,000 megawatts. Does that tell you enough about how broken it is? Like, it is so freaking good. Just send it, I guess. It should be saturated enough that this shouldn't cause issues further back. Yeah, Blue Crater is specifically my... I don't plan on building there, but if I ever do, it's being reserved for fuel area. Because I don't think I need it. Yeah, ignore the bot. We're not saving and quitting until all these are restarted. Although, I think we're actually going to end the stream with less time than we started with, despite what I said earlier. On the subathon clock, that is, in case that wasn't obvious. What is it? $1 is 2 minutes, 100 bits is 2 minutes, and a tier 1 sub is 10 minutes? Kind of ridiculous, honestly. I wasn't planning on having it be that much, but then I decided to double everything at the last minute. So, you're welcome. And then before the subathon even started, I did the 69 laps of the Nordschleife where it was doubled on top of that. So, yeah, it was a lot of time to start. Yeah, see, there's plenty of fuel down here, even though the further up on the line has already been consuming for a while. My favorite part is that by the end of this, the power boost will be enough to cover all of my factories currently. Like, just the power boost alone covers everything. Obviously, you need everything else power-wise for the power boost to actually do anything, but it helps. I've got 5 of them set up, by the way, so that's a 50% boost. Although I say that. Yeah, no, that's a 50% boost, because that's total, including the power boost. I guess, last reminder, subathon, the subathon's doing just fine, but the September discounts and bonus gift subs and such run out on Wednesday, I believe, and tonight's the last night to do any of that and contribute it to my September payout, but tomorrow night it will still be available, just goes towards October instead, which I'm not guaranteed to get because, well, it's a $50 minimum, and usually I don't make $50 per month. Nowhere near that. This month has been very good. Thank you very much, guys, for helping me out with that. The number of gift subs. I mean, I can't even remember the last time we were this far into the sub count. 43 subs. I think I was happy to hit double digits last year. So, yeah, I appreciate it very much, guys. It's so nice. And of course, I guess as well I should say thank you, Valorant, for chipping in the bonus subs It did contribute 4 subs earlier, so. Of course, do I get paid for those subs? I don't know. I don't know. I would hope so. There's still subscriptions. Kinda need the money, Twitch, so I better be getting that money. Yeah, I guess as a reminder, if everything went, like, really well, I would hope to have that bottom left-hand corner amount hit $500. I know it's a lot, but currently, I need a new battery for my car, which is upwards of $200. I mean, with the core charge, it's gonna be probably over $200, but the core charge will get refunded, obviously, because I still have the old battery. But on top of that, I also have my UPS batteries to replace. That's only about $100. And that's ignoring, like, all the other shit. Excuse me, all the other shit in my life. That's just 2 of the more recent things. The car battery is much more important, though, than the UPS. I would like to have my computer back on a UPS. I hate having it be plugged into the wall effectively directly. It's not. It's still plugged into the UPS, just the surge side. I don't like having it so my desktop can turn off, though. If the power dips. And yeah, that's a fair point, yes. We'd probably be very well aware if the bonus subs didn't count towards payouts. Alright, finally. That should be everything. Let's just double check, though, because this won't take too long. Does mean a little bit more loudness, but that's fine. I see white all across the board. Don't take that out of context, because I'm sure somebody could take that and run with it in a rude way when white power indicator, okay? It would be green, but they're all overclocked, so they're all white instead. That's just how it works. Oh, did I forget you 3? Whoops. Okay, now I think we're done, but let's just double check these. Yep, okay, everything's back. Everything is back up and running. Alright, and I think we are just about to pass the amount of time that was on the clock technically at the start of the stream. Technically it was 20 minutes less, but as soon as I started it, it updated and added the 20 minutes. And there it is. If anybody wants to gift a sub or subscribe yourself or whatever, you can change that. Not necessary. I'm just saying it as I can. I see. I see. Well, I go down to 1 because that tree makes it so I can't have one too close. I am slightly blocking things here, so I want to do this quickly. Actually, I can just re-enable self-driving. So I just decided to make it 1 to go past this tree, and then it kind of worked out because of this, but this isn't working right. I'll let you go first, and then I can sort out that issue. Fine, I'll delete it from up there. We've got a signal there, so that's fine. Bonus satisfactory content because damn you trains. Oh, this is a nightmare and a half, though. I'm just realizing that, like, this is so close that it's going to be a massive pain in the ass. So that's something that needs fixing because this train station is just so long. Yep. I'll just need fixing. Oh, I can't honk the horn on the reverse train. That's annoying. Gonna honk out of one of them. No? Wasn't close enough, I guess. Ah, yes, auto-saving in a portal. That, I'm sure, is great. Power source, power source. What are we setting at now? Just a casual 250,000 megawatts. Not that much. And again, I still have 2 banks of rocket fuel that I'm not using. Two 600 cubic meter pipes that I'm not using. How many augmenters? 5. 1, 2, and then another 3 that are out of sight. Actually, you can see 2 of them there. The other 2. 5 total. So 50% boost now. Which is a lot of summer sloops, admittedly. But again, like I said before, you know, technically, if I ever really wanted to utilize that. If you're wondering, that one's empty. Why 2? Why empty? Right. Don't mind me, lizard doggos. I may or may not have borrowed some of them just for the fix-miss research. Yeah, minor stuff. Stupid space tick whale penguin giraffe thing. Alright. Good enough. And exit to desktop, and finally, pause timer. So yeah, about another 6 minutes. Yeah, kiosk. I mean, there are mods for that, but I haven't even installed them. It would be nice, though, if it was a vanilla thing. Anyway. We're about 6 minutes off of where we were at the start of the stream, technically. A little over 6 minutes, but close enough. And end scene. So, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't have gone that far over, but bugs. But bugs. That's all it is. It's just bugs. But my power situation is resolved, and might I just say, obviously that was a bit close because I didn't notice it immediately. But because I built enough infrastructure in advance to basically hold me over, I was never really at risk of running out of power there. Because, excuse me, again, I still had another set of 10,000 megawatt hours of battery backup available to me. That would have doubled the amount of battery backup I had active. That backup is specifically even kept offline so that in case of an emergency, I can restart that power generation plant. That is why it exists. I did not even need it tonight. It was close, but I still had about 20% of my usual backup available. I have built my network, my power network, not so sufficiently that it's immune to little issues from other projects, clearly, but such that if those little issues do creep into things, it doesn't devastate my entire world. That's how it should be. That's how you want to build your setup. Yes, I had to basically take 40 minutes plus to just shut down and restart all the generators. But again, while those generators were offline, everything kept working in the background. Yeah, okay, some of the stuff at that specific plant, the power plant, started backing up. But outside of that, it was fine. That is what you want to have in your Satisfactory world. You don't want to have it such that as soon as you start running into issues and you start dropping off, power-wise, your entire world shuts down. And again, technically, I could have load shed to reduce how much load there was on the network as a whole, plus the additional battery backup. Can you tell that I've played this game a while? Because while I'm no expert at it, I at least have some clue what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm happy with how that worked out, because while I'm not happy that it happened, again, it was because of that stupid bug with train intersections bugging out when you place them. Not my fault. It's a bug in the game. It's a known issue. They just haven't been able to resolve it, apparently, because it's a known issue. So it's not my fault. But it reared its ugly head today. And despite not noticing it immediately, I was still able to resolve it before it became a genuine issue. I'm going to stop talking about it now because I think I've said more than enough about it. Yeah, kiosk, it's complicated, which is why there's a limited amount of them on the map, especially the it's late. It's not the Mercer spheres. I know what those are. Summer sloops. Christ. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up now. Next stream is not that. Next stream is that. I don't know what I'm going to play. out late at noon. Understandable. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow night, but tomorrow night's the next day of the subathon. Could be more Satisfactory. Could be one of the other incentives that we've met. Again, we're pretty damn close to meeting a couple more, but there's still plenty of time to do that, obviously. Because I'll be here this time next week with the timer still ticking down. Like, even if nobody else contributes anything for the remainder of the subathon, which I really hope is not the case. If that's how you guys want to do it, fair enough, but my wallet would appreciate the timer not running out in a week's time. Just saying. But yeah, I'll still be here next week for the next Monday stream. Or specifically for the subathon. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'll figure it out. Wednesday will be the start of the Catch Across the Gens challenge in Pokemon Black. Game number 5 of 31. I will be doing a number of games off stream. I'll still be doing, I think, over half of them on stream, but a good amount of them. Mostly like duplicate versions that don't really offer any differences compared to what we've already seen on stream. And I mean, to be fair, third versions are kind of that, but also not. And remakes as well, but never mind that. I just don't feel like playing 31 different Pokemon games on stream. It's going to take long enough as it is, you know? Anyway. Next stream tomorrow at the usual time. And, yeah, if you want to watch some ads on the way out, stick around. I mean, most of you, I think, are subscribers at this point, given the fact that we're currently sitting at 43 subs, the highest it's been in a while. But if you're not a sub and you don't have Twitch Turbo, then ads will play most likely. Again, most likely because regional things can cause ads to not always play, but regardless, if you want to ensure that you don't see any ads, leave. At the end of the stream, you're not going to miss anything. Or stick around. Do as you wish. Anyway, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Later.